So I want to talk a little bit about fear, because fear is not really an emotion. I know it sure feels like it. And in a general sense, sure, we could say fear is one of our emotions. But in reality, fear, unlike anger or rage, is in fact a different beast. Fear comes from your primal survival system. So this is a part of your system, part of your mammalian body, a part of your form that is ancient. This is caveman days. And strung into this programming or ancient coding of your mammalian body is a foundation called primal survival system. And that primal survival system is basically the flight or fight, and it's a system in your body that's detecting potential threats. It's based on a primary foundation that one, you are separate, and two, everything is a potential threat. And when that primal survival system is triggered, it secretes what we call fear. Now, that secretion, which is fear, has many different shades. It comes to us as shame. It comes as doubt. It comes as uncertainty. It comes as guilt. It comes as jealousy. There's many different flavors that all come from one single source, which is fear, which is in fact a secretion of primal survival. Now, something that I always like to point out for people is that you actually have a different survival system. You have an entirely different system, your intuitive system. Now, if it was just left to your primal survival system, very few of us would still be alive. Sure, our primal survival system is in fact the thing that makes us jump if a car comes too close to us, or if someone was to run at us with a butcher knife suddenly. That primal survival would make us constrict and jump away. However, luckily for all of us, our actual survival system is coming to us through way of clarity. It's a bigger part of our system, and it feels like intuition, or it feels like that little extra something, or it feels like that amazing amount of events that came together that made me just missed that, car crash, or I didn't get on that plane, or it's that little voice. It's also just a general sense of clarity. So I tell people all the time, if there was a fire right now in front of you that burst into flames suddenly, and you were forced to make a choice to get out of the room, and you could choose a voice coming over there full of panic and fear, a secretion of primal survival telling you how to get out of the room, or if you had a voice on the other side that was clear and straightforward, coming from clarity, telling you how to get out of the room. Most of us are all going to choose the same thing. We're going to walk out from clarity, because our instinct, our intuitive sense in a life or death situation in this moment, you would know your actual survival system, what's actually keeping you safe, is clarity, not fear. So I want you to understand the difference so that you can navigate in your system when you feel fear moving. This is primal mammalian system. And it's looking around the situation, and it's making an assessment based on A, you being separate, and B, everything's a potential threat. So that fear that's secreting through your system is giving you that take. Now, it's always a misunderstanding, because in fact, you're not separate. And in fact, it may or may not be a threat. And really, you want to go to clarity to hear that. So if you have some huge amounts of fear coming through your system, you suffer from anxiety attacks, or, let's face it, all of us have a pretty severe sense of this primal system being way out of control in the form of anxieties and panic attacks, and makes it very confusing and hard to make decisions. Check out Mystic Girl in the City, www.mysticgirlinthecity.com. Under the audio section, we have a number of guided meditations. We've got some to help with sleep. We've got some just for guided panic attacks. Anyways, there's a bunch of cool tools there, so have a check at that. But just remember, when you're feeling that secretion of primal survival, which feels like fear, it doesn't represent your actual survival system, and it doesn't represent clarity. But those are things that are available to you. Wishing you a good day.